Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dad's Den of Pop Culture. I'm Dad. This is my den. I haven't done that in a long time. I got a toy to show off today. Sort of an unboxing. It's not a new toy, it's an old toy. I have not yet taken it out of the box to see what the condition is, to see if it's all complete. But we'll do that right now on camera. Live on tape, as they would have said back in the old days. So the toy in question is, see if we can get it without a glare, Mr. Muscle. Mr. Muscle, who looks a little bit like George Jones to me when he had that like 70s haircuts, late 60s, 70s. So what is the deal with this game? Well, to be honest with you, I don't really know. It's 1977. It's ideal. Well, this is like a sci-fi epic, right? Dun 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 dun. The back, pretty boring. There's the top. Okay, so I have not taken this out of the box yet. This was a Goodwill auction. It was cheap. I think I was the only bidder. And we'll see. Oh, what? First thing I grab inside here is the instructions, which is always nice. A little bit of writing on them. The object of this game is to lift and score the highest total weight in 3 rounds. So basically, we have a sort of a crank system. Bum, 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 bum. In case anybody has this and doesn't have the instructions, maybe this is actually nice. We could do it like a Star Wars scroll. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so yeah, so we got a full set of instructions, which some of which is putting the thing together. I guess it all folds out like that. A little bit of damage to them, but you know, the fact that they exist at all is kind of nice. We got the rules of the game. There's a simplified game for younger children. Probably would be good for me too. Okay, wait a second. Is this? Let's see if it was upside down or not. Get a hold of something here. Oh, come on, baby. It's like I'm doing a birth. Bear down. Breathe. Okay, you better not get broken. There we go. All right. Picking. All right, we've emptied it. Let's see what we've emptied. Got a couple pegs here. We got, this thing. Exciting. We have a bag, a little baggie full of little plastic weights. Why the pegs weren't inside there, I don't know. I think we could have separated the two. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the money here. We got our weightlifter. Whoa, look at that action. Okay, so he opens that up like that. We got the base. Let's put him on the base, in fact, to get that out of the way. And we got our little crank system here. Let's move this down a little bit. You can see. Sorry, folks. Mr. Muscle, that's not polite. All right, so we need to strap this thing up here. Whoops. Come on. All right. Now that's going to fit in there. I think it probably just have to. Yeah, does it go all the way in? Probably does. That's always what scares me about things like this. Well, I'm always scared that I'm going to break these things. Huh. I have no idea what that is. Oh, I see. Lift. Ah. Well, you know, it just tells me one thing, actually. Right off the bat. I'm already screwed up. Slightly. Let's unroll this, because I think... Hello. I think that we need to have this facing the other way. Or the crank is just not going to work. How exciting is this, huh? No, seriously, please, tell me it's exciting. Alright, that does kind of pop in a little bit. There it goes. You know, at some point you just got to commit and say, well, I hope I don't destroy this thing, but... Alright, let's see. Come on, baby. Hello. No, okay. Alright. And so here we see... Oh, awesome. It works. Hot diggity dog diggity. Look at all the crap back there. I got long boxes next to Han Solo. I got a CD player. There's a stack of videotapes from a video I just did a little while ago. Crap all over the desk. I'm telling you what, I'm loaded. Okay. So, I guess you have to put that into place when you're lifting. Although, strangely enough, I'm not moving it that much, but it did lift. Okay. So we got the weights. Well, we're going to take all these out. But, oops, hold on. We got another peg. I think the pegs show, like, how many lifts you've done. Oh, yeah, because we got, I think one of them shows you where you're at. 100 pounds, 200 pounds. Let's pick that up so you can actually see. So right down here, it says like 100 pounds, 200 pounds, etc. over to 1,000 pounds. This is marked strength. So if we're looking, let's go ahead and put our muscle man down for a minute. If we're looking on the bottom of this thing, all right, so here's our crank system. Oh, I see. Okay, so that pushes against this thing. That was the lifting deal. And this is the strength dial. So it's over here. Yeah, I have no idea what that really controls. I'll have to look at all the instructions to know for sure. In the meantime, though, let's. So here's a few things we can enjoy. Let's get our boy back up here. Full on muscle man. We got some awesome graphics here. Mr. Muscle, damn, they could do graphics in the old day. It's so simple. There's nothing so astounding about it, but it just works. That period just makes things work. We put our weights here. I think these pegs, I think there's maybe a couple that are supposed to, oh yeah, because these two look alike. This one looks a little different, so it's probably for down here. And again, the instructions will probably inform us a little bit more about what all goes on there. I don't think anybody out there in YouTube land wants to sit while I read all the instructions to a children's game from 1977. I think a lot of this, and the reason I mainly got this was for the design and the tactile pleasures of old toys. But I am impressed that this thing is fairly complete. From what I can tell, I think I might be missing one of the large weights, which if I went out and looked for it on eBay, would probably cost me a ridiculous amount of money. This obviously would go, I know I got the camera all screwed up at the moment. This would obviously go on the bottom of this thing. I don't need it there at the moment. So here we have it. Mr. Muscle from Ideal, 1977. And very happily in working order. This is a fantastic little game. It's exactly the kind of stuff I like to collect. I like the bright colors. I like the design. I like the, well, let's get down to it, the slight craziness of it. And I like anything that really harkens back to a particular time and place. And there was definitely, oh geez, really from like the 50s. Well, and before that, but it seems like from like maybe the late 50s into through a big part of the 80s, the whole Muscle Man thing was just so big. It was such a thing. You know, you get like the Hercules movies, you know, that come over from Italy to the United States. Steve Reeves, obviously, where you had the bodybuilders who were getting into that stuff. Muscle Beach Party, that was one of like the, Annette Funicello movies from back in the day. And that kind of thing, goes on. I mean, eventually you get Arnold Schwarzenegger, who gets a huge movie career, from bodybuilding, and then it's just sort of, I don't know, at times it was already getting a little weird, but it kind of falls out of favor. I don't know, late 80s, 90s, greased up muscle dudes just starts to feel a little off. It survives in professional wrestling past that point, but it's definitely that sort of time and place kind of thing that I love in toys. I love it in movies. I love it in whatever. It's those moments in pop culture that make perfect sense to people who were there, and for the folks who weren't, you kind of look at it like, what was going on? What were you people doing? So, Mr. Muscle, I'm gonna have to get a game going with wife and daughter, and maybe do maybe on Twitter I'll do like a play-by-play, a little report of how the game went. But great toy. Ideal, 1977. Mr. Muscle. The game of powerlifting, weightlifting. I know I look just like this goofy, fat guy, but I actually do have a weight rack in the garage, and I do lift weights. Although it's been about 4 weeks since I've done it because of all the stuff I've had to do around the house and in the yard. But I do a bit of weightlifting, so I kind of understand the concept a little bit. That's not the stance that I usually get into, and I'm usually wearing more than underwear and a heavy belt. But when I do it, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ideals, Mr. Muscle, 1977. One of those great sort of tactile games that kids could play. I'm trying to think of other ones that were like Hungry Hippos, those kind of games that weren't like board games, but such a big part of childhood. Hey, folks, if you enjoyed this video and getting to know Mr. Muscle, maybe I should share the screen with him a little bit here. Please put a like on this video. Maybe think about subscribing. I do a lot of videos where I talk about pop culture elements like toys and movies and TV and books and comics and the whole schmear. Maybe share with a friend if you think they might enjoy this. Maybe somebody out there has one of these and is having trouble getting it to work, and taking a look at this will help them put it back together again. Because, boy, I got lucky. I paid with shipping, only about maybe $22 for this. I'm pretty happy that it's not only complete, but also has the original box that went with it. A great little toy, a great little design from the late 70s. Well, I think that'll do it for today. God bless everybody out there. Please be kind to one another. Lift some weights, get strong. Functional strength is a really good thing, and you're going to thank yourself when you get older, because you're going to be able to, stay on your feet, avoid falls, and be much more useful for yourself and for others when you're strong. There's nothing wrong with it. And try to have some fun out there. And believe it or not, lifting weights is actually quite fun. It's fun to track your progress, which is very obvious because progress means you're able to lift more and more and more. That's really fun to do. And I also found it to be an incredible stress reliever. There were times where I'd just be stressed out from a day at work, sit down on the bench, start lifting some heavy weights. 30 minutes, an hour later, depending on how long I was doing it, man, the stress was just gone. So, big advocate of those things, but also key, learn how to do it right. You lift this stuff wrong, you try to lift stuff you're not ready for, you can hurt yourself. And in fact, some of the exercises, you can kill yourself if you're not doing it right and doing it safely. So find these things out before you get into it. You go to a gym, you will generally find the folks who lift weights are happy to help you, give you a few tips, give you a few lessons, because they like to get people into the sport, and they don't want to see people getting hurt. You can find some videos. I watched a few from Mark Ripito that were pretty helpful for me on getting your form right and understanding kind of the way to set a program up for yourself. Okay, that's enough advocacy for lifting weights. But anyways, so like I said, try to have some fun out there, and I will see you again next time on Dad's Den of Pop Culture and Weightlifting.